All right, this is going to be a lesson on Life in the Fast Lane by the Eagles and Joe Walsh specifically with the guitar stuff. So we got this little riff to start out. So what's happening there, we got the 5th fret to the 7th fret on the A string, 5th string. Then you want to kind of roll that finger down to get that 7 on the D string. Come back to that 7 on the A string, and then to that 5 right there on the D string. So that's 7-5, slide the 7 down on the big string, 3-0. So that one ends on a 3 there, so you don't go all the way to the 0. So you got. Now the second time, so the second time it didn't have the pause that the first part had. So the first one has and a little bit of a pause. The second one has no pause, goes right into it. So then at the end of this intro we're gonna have. So it's gonna go 3, 5, 6, and 7. And then we got big open, and we got this little pull off. So that was 5 to 2 on the D string, 2 again, and then hammer into that 2 from the open. So you got. Then you also have the octave of this. So you got this, you could slide from the 7 to the 9 and go 10, 9, 8, and then 9, 7. Slide the 9 back to 7 on that one, 5 to 7. So for that one it'd be 5, 7, 8, and 9. So. So that whole thing there we got. So that was 5 to 2 on the A string to the G up here, the big 3. So. So a little bit of different timing on that end. And then we get into the verse. We got this E minor. Sometimes they do some of those things. So it's basically just an E minor chord. Could be like an E minor 7 if you want. So one of the fills there is these little 12s on the 2nd and 3rd string, down to that 14 on the D string. And there was one little fill at the beginning of that. There's one little fill where they go. So that was a little bit earlier. We got the 14s on the 2nd and 3rd string, starting up, bending them down to those 12s there. So you got the E minor for a while, then you got A. So you could kind of think about the A with like these 2 and the 2 on the D and B strings, going up to 4 and 3, 5 and 5, 4 and 3. Kind of to do a little fill on that A. You could kind of just hit A, kind of rock it or whatever. But this little fill works good. And then you're back to. So here we walk into a B chord there, so we got. B. You kind of chug that if you want a little bit. And then you have the A. main riff. has a little fill like that. 3 to open, 3 to open, 2 open, 2 open. So there's one fill in there. So it kind of slides up to the 12th fret of the 2nd string, and then 10, 12 on the E, and kind of bend that D up to E, wherever you want to do that. And then you're back to another verse. So he has a 11th fret G string. This is a classic Joe Walsh thing right here. So he's bending the 11th fret of the G string, but he's got his pinky on the 12th fret of the B string and his first finger on the 9th fret of the little E string. So it becomes a thing that can sustain there. All 3 of those notes kind of working together. Okay, so then we got more verse. And then we're back to the A. We got the B, A, main riff, so we're going to do that main riff again, and then we're going to get into the solo section. So we got a B chord here, and then we're going to a D chord, back to B, then A. So for the solo section, we're going to finish that riff. We're getting this B chord here, this 7th fret. Kind of Chuck Berry thing. Then we're going to come down a string to the D, 5th fret. Back to B. Okay, so let's go back to that solo. So the solo is going to start on that B chord. And when it does that, we're going to have this. So we got that 14th fret of the 2nd string. So we're bending that 14th fret of the 2nd string up. And we pull off to the 12 there, and we go to the 11 on the 3rd string. And then we're going to come over here and slide into these 10s. So we kind of slide into the 10s, and we slide down the 10 to the 8 to the 6 on the 2nd string, to that 7, and then kind of go to that 6 there at the end. So that one's going to start with the 12. So we got 12, 13, and 14. Kind of bend down from that 14 down to 12. So the whole thing from that B, right where that B starts, we're going to have so at that point we got this 15 sliding into the 17. And then that 2nd string goes down, similar to how the other one did. We're going to have a 17 to 15 to 13 to 14 on the other string. So once again, the whole solo. And then we got this run starting on this G. So we're gonna go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 down here, 5, 6, leading into the E, which is gonna start a new riff. Now here we're gonna come up to this E chord where you have your first finger on these second, third, and fourth strings. And we're gonna start with this other one that's 11, 9, and 10 over here. So you need to get that angle on your finger so you're not hearing that small string there, but we basically just got to get used to these two chords and pulling that thing off. And then we got this fill. So I'm sliding up to the 17 on the second string from the 15 2 times, and then I'm sliding this one down, going to the 13 of the third string to the 12 and 14 of the B string. So you'll do that twice. Then you're back to a verse. So that one you're gonna have the 14 on the D string, and then the 12s on the second and third string to the 14s. Bend those 14s up, give them some vibrato. So that verse is gonna play out kind of the same. You got your A, back to E, walk up to the B, you got your A. Now the riff is gonna go 4 times this time. That's once. You got the higher one you could be doing. You can also do that over here if you want to keep it more of a straight up thing with your finger. That'd be like the 4th and 3rd strings. So this last one's gonna go. So it's gonna kind of use these last notes, the 7, 6, 5, 3, and open. So. So you kind of get hung up on that 5. So that's going the 6 to the 5 there. He's got some fills at the end. Stuff like that. All right, so that was the Eagles, Life in the Fast Lane. Hope you dug that. Let's take a look at that solo one more time.